When you're going to speak to someone in a position of authority and you're afraid of Allah more than them, like Musa alayhi salam didn't walk into Firaun, the most powerful king in history. He didn't walk into his court and say, "Oh, great king, what an honor, thank you for seeing me, what an opportunity, and I apologize, I've been away for so long, and is my room still there?" None of that stuff. When you get a chance to speak to a position in authority, somebody in authority, first they give you an orientation. You know, when you speak to when you get to meet the king or you get to meet the president, you have to walk in a certain way, you have to do this protocol, you have to do that protocol. One time I was invited to meet the president, not this president, alhamdulillah, the last president. And they gave us a protocol. When I went to the White House, when he walks in, this is how you greet him, you call him Mr. President, you do this, that, the other. Like, it was this entire sort of orientation on how you meet him. When I went to meet the Sultan of Perlis, it was the same thing. When you go, this is how you greet him. You don't just shake your hand and say, "Hey, what's up, king? What's going on?" You don't do that. You gotta have sort of a protocol. And these are the things you say, these are the things you don't say. You're supposed to be mindful. And you know, people, when they meet someone like that, they say, "Oh, it's such an honor to meet you. What a great opportunity. Can I have a picture with you?" Etc., etc. That sort of thing. But when you're going to speak to someone in a position of authority and you're afraid of Allah more than them, then you're not going to hide behind formalities and hide from saying something that might upset them. You have an opportunity to speak the truth, you'll speak the truth. Because the fear of Allah overrides it. Like Musa alayhi salam didn't walk into Firaun, the most powerful king in history. He didn't walk into his court and say, "Oh, great king, what an honor, thank you for seeing me, what an opportunity, and I apologize, I've been away for so long, and is my room still there?" None of that stuff. He just walked in, "Inna Rasulu Rabbil Alameen, and arsil ma'ana bani Israel." We're messengers. We're here on behalf of Allah. You better let the Israelites go. It was straightforward. There's no formalities. And that teaches us fearlessness. Allah is teaching us through that. You don't have to be afraid of someone you have to talk to. You have to let that go. You only have to be afraid of Allah and say what needs to be said. That doesn't mean that you hear this khutbah and you go home and say, "You know what? I'm no longer afraid. I'm going to let my wife know what's up." That's not what I mean. It doesn't mean you take your gloves off and you're ready to, fight. That's not what this is. The way you speak still needs to be kind. The way you speak still needs to be respectful. The way you speak still needs to be merciful. But the words you say need to be clear. Sometimes to not hurt someone's feelings, we don't use clear words. Sometimes we hide the truth. We don't want to make things worse, but actually we are making things worse because we're not clear.